So you all probably wondering where I've been. As you can see, in this sling, your boy got here. Terrence Brunson here. Go ahead first. Got injured on the job, and I saw a video that was posted today. Actually, shout out to JH USPS Unfiltered, and he was essentially having a conversation about getting injured on the job, and it happened to be at the United States Postal Service. So the conversation that he mentioned was essentially about the process of filing for workman's comp. First thing first, the goal is not to get injured on the job. Safety is everything. It's very important and very essential that you maintain being safe. Watch your surroundings. Try not to overextend yourself. Unfortunately, my injury happened with the landing gear on a trailer, rotating it. I wasn't even aware that this is an injury that happens frequently, but my occurred the injury when I was rotating the fifth wheel on a 53-foot trailer, and had a pop. Long story short, I have this rotator cuff that is done for, and I had to pretty much go through the process of having a surgery and then start rehab and things of that nature. I think it's very important because, of course, I had no idea about the process, and it's extensive. It's very important, but I wanted to be able to help my fellow co-workers, also other individuals that are employees of the United States Postal Service. And then, of course, this is not just the Postal Service, but this is probably any job that you might have. Some employers essentially have a person that you go to for accidents that happen on the job. But first thing first is contact your supervisor, contact the manager. That's first. Make sure that gets done in a timely manner, because if you don't get it done in a timely manner, that's an issue in itself. Second of all, you need to make sure that, like at the United States Postal Service, you need to be in the proper uniform. That could be an issue as well. Not having the proper shoes or boots, not having the proper uniform on, things of that nature can get you automatically knocked off. Then there's different types of injuries. You have, injuries that last, have long impacting impact effects on you. You have injuries that are not as extreme. You have injuries that might be cause more damage, and injuries that don't. That part that you file is like a CA1 and a CA2. It pretty much distinguishes between whether or not it's a traumatic injury, and the level of injury that it actually is. The next thing you do, and I'm gonna go through this stuff on detail for you as days go on, but the next thing you need to do is get a diagnosis from the physician or MD. This is very, very important because, again, if you don't get the diagnosis from your physician or the medical doctor, this process gets stalled again. So getting a diagnosis, there's some numbers that they pretty much put down that gives you a diagnosis. I think it also has some letters as well, but the diagnosis need to be clear, it need to be concise, and it need to be able, the individual that looks at your claim need to be able to reference that injury for whatever you might have going on. So that's done with the CA16 and the CA20. I'll actually show you all that as well. I'll break this down for you so it helps you out. Once those things are done, it need to be approved. And then the other thing, like a really big thing that happened with me that I didn't know, there are several hospitals or clinics or surgeons that do not work with workman's comp. So it's very important to source who works with workman's comp and who does not work with workman's comp. Also, who works with federal employees, who don't work with federal employees. That is very, very important. And then also, it's very important to find that. That's very key. So there's some institutions that do not want to work with federal employees with OWCP because it's actually tedious. It's a headache. It's a billing process that they don't want to deal with. And I can understand why they choose not to work with workman's comp because, again, everything got to get approved, and it takes time to get those things approved. From that, it's going to be a process. Once the things get processed, they will approve appointments, medical care. You have to do CA sevens, essentially weekly. It's kind of like, if let's just say if you ever been on unemployment or whatever. Weekly, you're supposed to file for the time lost. That's very important. You have to do that weekly, or if you want to do it bi-weekly, you do it bi-weekly. But those have to be put in and be approved. That's kind of like on it's the dates that they use. It's like the normal pay dates. It's like from the pay periods from Saturday to Friday. I'm sure if you've been at the post office long enough, you know that it's on a period of from Saturday to Friday. That's how that works. I essentially want to come here today because I'm going to go over some of the details on what to look for, how to go through the process, and then again, answer questions if you might have some. If you have questions or concerns, if you have a family member that's going through it or not, or you end up going through it in a later date, you kind of have a reference point. Share this with the colleagues and things of that nature because, like I said, I didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to turn to. It's not fun. You might go several months without even getting compensation. That's another thing. Like, if you don't have any like backup plan or anything like that, or if you don't have any other source of revenue, this can definitely hinder you from being able to function in society because I mean you still have bills and you still have obligations. But if you have those bills and obligations and you don't know how to pay your bills or how you can get that done, this is not the place you want to. This is not what you want to do. No one wants to be injured. No one wants to be off the clock from work for periods of time. But it's definitely a process. This is Terrence. Want to hear? Go ahead first. I just want to kind of have some dialect and give some content about that. I'll be back giving you the progress of where I'm going with this. But any way I can help you or guide you or whatever, if you have any questions or concerns, I'm here to try to assist and walk you through this. But there's definitely a process, and it has been. For me personally, I don't represent the post office. I represent me, myself, and I. But it's definitely a process, and it's not fun whatsoever. So the goal is to stay healthy, not get injured, try to avoid all of that, be safe. That's what we want to do at the workplace. But in this case that you get injured, and you need help and you want to, get yourself taken care of, get yourself back on healthy, we have the workman's comp, OWCP, to go through that process. And then, like I said, I'll go through that at a later date. Give me some feedback, give me some thoughts. Terrence, want to hear? Go ahead first. You'll have a blessed night, blessed day, blessed evening, and I'll be back with some more updates and some more feedback. And thanks.